Okay, another really good question from Beth. She really is inquisitive, lots of inquiry, which I like, and I'm the same way. Maybe not as much as her, but I love it. It's a really good thing, good thing here. Every time we have a dispute with a person, is there always a spirit behind it? She's talking about like evil spirits, foul spirits. Every time we have a dispute with a person, is there always a spirit behind it? Couldn't it be just the person also? In other words, himself or herself. So I don't know. Like, whoa. I would venture to say that there's a balance in this, I think, but I would venture to say this, and I'm not one of these guys who goes way off the deep end, and people might think I'm extreme in what I'm going to say, but I think demonic spirits, demon spirits, are far, far, far more active in the lives, in the affairs of people, non-Christian as well as Christian. Probably both. Christians are really trying to agitate and trying to pull and entice. Well, the others, they're kind of in their realm of slavery. And so I would suggest that demonic spirits are very active in tempting and enticing, like James mentioned, James 1, and trying to cause us to go astray and distracting. They're like flies, like Beelzebub's Lord of the Flies or something, just constantly distracting and, going like this. And they're just really wanting to effectively cause us to sin, go against God, pull away from God, Bible, church, et cetera, et cetera. I think they're very active. Whether they do it every single time in every situation, I don't know, and I'm not sure if that's true, because Jesus doesn't blame the devil, like Flip Wilson in the years back said, the devil made me do it or something. No, that's not true. But he said, for example, in Matthew 15, he said, Matthew 5 also, lusting of the heart. But he said, out of the heart of man proceeds evil thoughts, adulteries, fornications, a whole list of different sins. And then he said, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. Okay, so it's us. But is there a demon behind that, influencing, giving thoughts? Yeah, I think he is probably most of the time, maybe all the time, I don't know. I think also, though, that what Jesus is saying is that you have your own thoughts that are evil. So it isn't from Satan in one sense, And also, I'll say this, and I think this is maybe controversial, but I believe demonic spirits can enter into non-Christians and even to a point peripherally, not in the deep spirit of the person, maybe Christians who need to be delivered. It's controversial, I'm sure. And I'm not adamant on that. I'm not dogmatic. But demons like to get in people. That's obvious scripturally. And I think experientially, where they express themselves through people. They literally get inside. As you open the door to them, the spirits enter. Jesus said when an unclean spirit comes out of a person, he walks about in dry places, then he comes back and he enters again, bringing in 7 more. He enters a person. And I don't think he's just talking about individually there. I think he's talking about the nation of Israel and all that. But especially he gives it, for instance, when a person is empty, garnished, swept, they're not really filled with Jesus. Spirits like to enter people and they want to express themselves. Either by, on the outside, sort of like a puppet, a marionette puppet, pulling your strings, or a puppet that he actually enters in and he uses your mouth. And remember, people literally spoke with the demons inside them. Who are you? We know who you are, Jesus of Nazareth. Are you come to destroy us before the time? And all that. They were speaking through people. Why not today? I think spirits are hidden deeply in many, many souls and people. So what I'm saying is they're speaking through the person. A lot of the stuff that they're saying is just totally be controlled by the influences of the devil, of demon powers. So I don't really have an absolute, every single time it's a devil and it has nothing to do with you. I think there's a balance in it. Like I said, Jesus said, out of the heart of people, they speak. The abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks, or their evil thoughts and all the things that they're doing, the deeds are the people themselves. Of course, they could be nudged and invited and suggestions come to the mind and influenced by the devil. But those people are actually doing those things. You can't blame the devil. Unless there's, well, not unless, that's true. The devil can't make anyone do anything, but he can certainly drive people. Consider the Gadarenes, at that town of Gadara over there. And in that region of Gerasa, there's two different, Gerasa's 12 miles south, and two different writers say two different cities, but they're both in that region and they're both accurate. In that region is where these demoniacs, where they were cutting themselves, and that's another thing. I think demons are causing people to cut themselves. And they're also trying to commit suicide and all that. That's suicidal sort of tendencies that Satan would love to take people's lives. And then they got into those pigs, and 2,000 of them, they drove them into, so it was a driving, compelling force. So there can be far more control over people as you yield to them. It's a scary thought. You don't want to give yourself to the devil. You want to keep the door closed. As in Ephesians 4, it says that if you go to bed angry, for example, you give a foothold to the devil. He allows you crack the door. Sin cracks a door. If you're compromising in any way, Satan can start coming in, and he can produce a stronghold in your mind, in your imagination and thoughts, and he controls you. So yeah, I don't know if that answers. There's a lot of thoughts there, random thoughts, but I think there's some validity in all of it there. I think it's kind of both. All right, God bless you. Great question.